What's up, everyone? I hope everyone's having a great day today. Unfortunately, today, I'm not fishing. The weather in Central Florida has been crap the last week, and actually today we're underneath a tornado watch. So I figured why not do a video on how to care for your kayak. So I'm going to show you guys what I do after every time I'm done using it, and some preventative maintenance that I do on my kayak as well. Also, towards the end of the video, I'm going to share a clip with you guys. And on that clip, I actually fell in the water trolling for crappie the last time I was out. And the kill switch failed me. So I'm going to share that clip with you guys, show you guys what I did to fix the issue. If you could, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Now on with the video. The first thing I do after I'm done fishing for the day is that I completely wash my kayak, regardless if it's salt water or fresh water. Alright, I'll show you guys what I do next after I wash it. I don't do this every time. I do it like maybe every third time. A lot of times you can tell by just looking if it's dry. I'll add dielectric compound, lube, silicone, whatever you want to call it. But what I do is I'll take a Q-tip and wherever you plug something in at, you want to add it. So I take a dry Q-tip and I rub it in here. And by rubbing it in here, before I add it, this tells me, I mean, it comes out clean. So it's not corroded at all. I know some of the people I've talked to, have had issues with their plugins, and they had to, change them out because it corroded on them. But so far, mine's been pretty good. And I do this, like I said, every second or third time. As you can see in there, it looks pretty good. I'm not sure if you see in there, but it looks pretty good. But I still rub a Q-tip in there, and that tells me, if there's anything going on, if there's any dirt in there, or, I mean, it looks pretty good. Or if it's starting to corrode, so. And then what I'll do is I'll just put a little bit more in there. We have a lot of money invested in these things. So we definitely want to take care of them and make sure they last. I do it there and there, and then let me grab a towel real quick. Now when I plug in my fish finder, look how dirty that looks. I clean this all the time. A lot of that's just sand. So what I do is I'll wipe it down. Man, that looks dirty. And this, like I said, I do this quite a bit, and it's still, look how dirty that thing still got. Same with this one, this is dirty. We'll put a little bit on here. Let's get a new Q-tip. And I recommend you guys do this even if you don't use your boat in salt water, your kayak in salt water. Do that. Do that. Do it on your, whatever you plug in, like your fish finder, your trolling motor. I mean, that looks pretty good. We'll put a little bit more on there. A little extra's not going to hurt it. No, just like your fish finder right here. Or my fish finder. Look at that. Look at the dirt around that. Like I said, I clean this all the time. I'm not sure if you see the dirt ring. But you know, this is $600, so I definitely will make sure, you know, I take care of this. I'm sure you guys are the same way, or you probably won't be watching this video, right? All right. I'll rub a little bit in there, around that. And here we go. Last time I was out in my kayak, I was slow trolling for crappie in shallow water, and I actually bottomed out a couple different times. So I wanted to check the pin in here, and I actually bent the pin. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but I had to use pliers to get it out. So I put a new pin in. It works nice. And you can use any lubricant you want. This is just what I use. I've already sprayed it, but I'll spray it again. There you go. And all you do is just line this back up. And I always carry extra on the boat too, because you never know. But by doing it now, you know, you checking this stuff now when you clean your kayak will definitely save you a headache out in the water. So I highly recommend you guys do this stuff when you clean it. At least not every time, but like every third time. It only takes a second to pull that off and look at it, and you know, put some more lubricant on it. So, and then another thing that I do is you can use any type of, you know, lubricant on this, but what I use is this. What I use for like my O-rings around my pool filter, but I use it on this as well. What I do is I'll put a little bit on my finger. It's waterproof, so it's perfect for this. I'll turn this and I rub it in there. Turn it like that. You rub it in there. Put a little bit more on there. Again, this is something you don't need to do all the time, but you want to protect it from rusting. Salt water is evil. So I do it there, and honestly, I just looked at this. I'm going to start doing it here as well. Only takes a second, throw a little bit on there. Where your foot cables, there you go. Just like that. That works nice. Protecting the string that you use to lift your trolling motor out of the water. What I use is a bowstring wax. Basically what it does is it'll help, not only will it protect it, but also like waterproof your string. What I do is I just heat it up a little bit, not much, it just makes it easier to put on. And I hold it tight like this, and I'll just rub it back and forth. And I'll just rub it in. I know some of you guys probably think this is overkill, but I tell you what, this is one less issue you'll have on the water by doing little things like this right here. You know, a little preventative maintenance goes a long ways. I'll do it back here as well. As you can see, I already did. Right here and right here. And that will protect that. By doing these little things, will make a big difference in the long run. The tip of the day right here. A lot of you guys probably don't do it, but you should. And I do this actually quite a bit, is tighten your screws. Don't over tighten them because you tighten them into plastic. I'm telling you, man, I tighten these screws a lot and they come loose. I'm not sure for all the bouncing around in the trailer or in the back of the truck, or out in the water, a combination of all three. But you definitely need to tighten your screws. You'd be surprised how loose your screws get. So I'm not gonna bore you guys with all of them. I just want to show you. Look at that. This one looks loose. I can tell by looking at it. What's that? I'm not cranking these either. That's not too bad. Look at that. That's crazy. So definitely don't over crank it. Just like that. I mean, there's a lot of screws in here, but you don't want anything to come out. I'm not gonna bore you with all this. I just want to tighten a few just to show you. Look at that. That's crazy. I said I probably just done this maybe 3 trips ago. And that right there, by just tightening these, that'll help keep water out of your kayak. Look at that, that's really loose. Help keep water out of your kayak. And I'm definitely not cranking it. Alright, since there's 100 screws in here, you guys get the idea. So, my last step is I put a UV protector on it. I use 303. Even though I store this inside, there's days where I'll fish multiple days. And when I come home, I'll leave it back in my truck or on the trailer, and I'll spray everything off and just leave it back in the truck. So I definitely recommend putting some type of protector on it. Again, this is what I use. It's a little pricey. This bottle right here, 32 ounces, cost me $25. You can get it online. You get it at West Coast Marine. That's where I got this at. But all I do is, like, when I'm finished everything, I'll just do a quick spray. And I'll wipe, the top of it and all that as well. I'll just wipe it down. I'm not going to bore you guys again with doing the whole kayak. I mean, you guys get the idea. She looks nice and shiny. She's protected. And she's ready for the water. But that's that right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the video, the clip after I fell in. What I did was dumb, but what happened, the kill switch failed me when I flipped over. So I'm going to show you guys the clip, and I'm going to show you guys how I fixed it. Alright, I got something for you guys. I'm out here trolling. I figured, you know what, I'm going to throw a few lines back behind the kayak. I set on the bucket facing, backwards, so I get good footage for you guys. Well, sitting on a bucket that high was unstable. When I barely turned one direction, I actually tipped the kayak over. I lost the GoPro, I lost a fishing rod, and then, thank God, I'm out here. I mean, there's nothing around me. There's nothing. Thank God I'm only 3 feet of water, because when I fell, the kill switch, I'm supposed to pull it out when you fall, shut the motor off. It actually just popped out and never pulled the switch. It's still hooked to my life vest, the other part. So I had to hurry up and grab my kayak and grab all my stuff and jump back in, but I still, in this brackish water, I can't find my rod or my brand new GoPro 12. Alright, so what I did to fix that, I added this. More heavy duty. As you can see, it's not gonna break compared to this cheap piece of plastic. And I actually called Old Town and made them aware of the situation. Customer service is just awesome. When you have issues with anything or you need anything, seriously, customer service, top notch. But you know, another thing I do too is I always spray this off. There's nothing I always spray off. That, and then when I fell in, I went completely under. This thing worked. I mean, obviously it's waterproof, no issues with it, but you know, if that ever happens to you guys, you're in deep water, hit that spot lock. That'll definitely keep your kayak in place. Obviously, when it happened to me, I kind of panicked and it didn't cross my mind. But after, you know, having time to think about it, you know, thinking, dang, I should hit spot lock. But you know, you can never be too safe on the water. Well, I hope you guys liked today's video. Do me a favor, man. Please hit that like and subscribe button. That really helps me out. And I'll see you guys on the water.